Good morning, Year 10. Although it might not be morning when you're watching this, but it's morning for me right now. We're about to start Animal Week here. For you, you're going to be focusing on spotting a business opportunity. There's actually been a lot of business opportunities throughout this whole hoo-ha. So this is definitely one to be thinking about in terms of the current situation. And when you're revising it, you could be thinking about, right, well, what kind of business opportunities have come out of this current situation? Last week's work was amazing, so we're going to carry on with the same format this week. So you're going to spend a lesson recapping, revising 1.2 as you need to, and keeping that fresh in your mind. And I will be setting you another one of those multiple choice quizzes, and some with a few written answers in there as well, because I think some of them were a little bit too short for you last week, I believe. So it'd be quite good to get some written answers. So please, put as much into those as you can. Later in the week, we're also going to be continuing our Unit 2 stuff with business growth, and we're going to look at ownership and issues to do with that and growing. Okay, so just a quick recap. I just wanted to remind you of a couple of key terms to do with 1.2. Make sure that you're solid on them. Okay, so 1.2 is all about customer needs. Okay, so think about our customer needs. We want price. Think about it in relation to yourself as a consumer, and then you can start to think like a business. Okay, so what do we want? We want good prices, good quality, good service. We want it to be convenient, and we want to have good choice. So actually, if you think about at the moment, one of the things that customers really need is convenience. They want to be able to shop from home. So you could think about what kind of business opportunities there have been currently, and what customer needs you're meeting. If you don't meet your customer needs, no one's going to buy anything from you. Your business isn't going to work. Okay, so you have to consider your customer needs. Okay. Another 1.2 topic that we covered was market research. So finding out what your customers' needs are, basically. And you need to know the difference between primary and secondary research and be able to compare them and talk about the advantages and disadvantages. You need to think about the role of social media in market research, and also different types of data, qualitative and quantitative. So recap over those if this isn't making any sense to you. Okay. We looked at segmentation, how to chunk the market into certain groups depending on their buying characteristics. So that could be age, it could be income, it could be location or lifestyle. Okay, so think about how you would then sort of separate the market into those groups. Okay, and then how you might target them differently. All right. We also looked at market mapping and competition. So looking at our competitors, so people doing the same thing as us, and trying to make sure that we don't do exactly the same thing. So we can use a market map to identify a gap. Yeah, map and gap. Remember, they are rhyming words to help us remember that. Maps help us find a gap in the market by plotting our competitors maybe on price and convenience, for example, and looking at which ones are where there is a gap in the market. Okay, and understanding our competition, and that ties in with market research really. If we understand our competition, we can make sure we do something different. We're more likely to achieve a bigger customer base. Okay, so these were the topics. So there's a short little story again, so that you can put this into a context of a real business, and then you can make revision notes, or you might choose to do flashcards. You might choose to do some Seneca. Okay, but I want you to spend this lesson, so make sure you're spending the full hour going over 1.2 and completing the questions. Okay, if you do a little bit and then complete the questions and you've still got time, do a bit more. Okay, and then later in the week, as I said, we're going to be looking at Unit 2 2 and looking a little bit more at growth. So if you find yourself with a little bit of extra time to spare, you might want to recap on different types of business ownership, okay, because that's going to probably give us a nice link into the 2 lessons later in the week. Okay, so I hope you're all good. Please carry on social distancing and take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'll make you another little video later in the week and talk about public limited companies. Don't get too excited now. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.